Idaho Matters podcast is brought to you by St. Luke's On-Demand Virtual Care, which allows patients to see a provider from their home using a computer or smartphone with on-demand care for common ailments, such as a cough, sore throat, or a sinus issue. More information at stlukesonline.org.
Laws are being drafted and debated at the State House right now. Laws that will likely affect your everyday life as an Idahoan. The Connector helps you keep up with the legislative session with clear reporting, local context, and explanations that make it all make sense. Stay connected to the State House with the Connector, Idaho Daily News. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
You're listening to Idaho Matters from the studios of Boise State Public Radio News. I'm Gemma Gaudet. So as we get closer to America's 250th anniversary, Idaho is marking the milestone in a hands-on way. The goal is to take part in 250,000 acts of service all across the state. And while this may seem ambitious, the idea behind it is simple. Every act of kindness, whether big or small, adds up. Which is why Idaho Service Committee co-chair Jessica Cooper-Whiting and Idaho State Treasurer Julie Ellsworth are inviting Idahoans from every community to roll up their sleeves and join in this year of volunteerism. And both are joining us now on this show. Welcome. It's nice to have you both here.
Thank you, Gemma.
Thanks for having us.
So Jessica, let me begin with you. Where did the idea for 250,000 acts of service come from?
Oh, we had been seeing kindness throughout the year and these really impactful things starting with September 11th, the 9/11 day. And there were different activities going on and we watched hearts soften. And we thought, what a better way to celebrate America 250? And as we started thinking about what America means to everyone, and what does our community mean? What does Idaho mean? We thought it's neighbors serving neighbors. That's what makes us so strong. And so then I got connected with Julie Ellsworth, the treasurer, is on the call with me, who was amazing. And she had a flood of amazing legacy projects taking place for America 250.
So Julie, talk to us about some of those projects and why volunteerism is such a big part of Idaho's America 250 celebration.
Thank you. Volunteerism solidified what we need to be doing for America 250. We have all these projects going on throughout the state, throughout the year. We have veterans training Mustangs, abandoned Mustang horses. We have the Revolutionary Spuds. We have an ambassador song that's been written. We're making a heritage fountain. We're going to have a quilt display on the 4th floor of the Capitol building at the end of March. We're planting trees. We're doing all these things. And then Jessica came in and pitched the idea of making a service platform statewide, and that finished it all. And so all these things that we've been working with the legislature to plan to celebrate America's 250th birthday came together because service is truly what made us win the Revolutionary War. Martha Washington, as I say, Jessica, Martha Washington won that war for us because she went in and she served the troops when they were at their lowest point. And to that point, Martha Washington, one of the Revolutionary Spuds, is the key mascot for this project of all these service actions across the state. Oh my goodness, if you want to read something uplifting every night, go to the Facebook page and read the posts of things people have done statewide. It is amazing.
So Jessica, when we say acts of service, talk to us about what that actually looks like for an everyday Idahoan. I mean, what would count as an act of service?
Yeah, thanks for asking, because it really is any intentional kindness that you go out and do for anyone. So we count everything big and small. If you are going out and shoveling your neighbor's walk, if you are helping take in the garbage bins, we have people that are submitting the most tender experiences, and it shows you who is like, we knew Idaho was great, and then we read and we see these submissions coming in, and it blows your mind on how many good people we live around us. We have amazing neighbors, and today we hit 74,000 acts of kindness out of our 250,000 goal. It's just incredible. We had a woman in Eastern Idaho submit that she donated her kidney to her brother. We have kids that are making Valentines for their best friends that happen to be in a hospital. It's just any act is amazing. We have 3 that have come in that have been building ramps for their neighbors that are helping their homes to be wheelchair accessible. These families are going out and building ramps for their neighbors. We have one neighbor that went out and was reading mail twice a week for her neighbor who's blind. Just beautiful things.
And Gemma, this is Julie again. There was a 91-year-old grandmother in the Cannon County area that crocheted hats for the children in the schools. And I think, oh my goodness, I wish I could have one of
Hmm.
those hats, but it's just amazing. It's the best nighttime reading you can ever find.
It
This
really is.
must
I'll
be
send out
so
little blurbs to
uplifting.
people around the state, and it is so darling. There were some boys that submitted one recently, and it was four boys total, but they only had three electric scooters. And so one boy said that he took the bike and let his friend have the scooter so that he could keep up with everyone, and he wanted his friends to know they mattered. I mean, how sweet is that?
So here's my question. How can people best log their acts of service so they can contribute toward the 250,000 goal?
Jess, you take that, explain
Okay.
the website.
Yeah, we have created a website called idahokindness.com. So go to idahokindness.com and you can go in there and add any act. If you've seen an act, if you've received an act, if you've given an act, and then what you can do is go in there and you can put your name. We can even create it so it's anonymous. If you don't want to be known, that's okay. Because the goal of this is really to just inspire others to do more kindness. We have so many, I mean, look at this week alone. It is a heavy week. And then there's times
Mhm.
when it's so powerful to go on and read all this love and kindness happening right here in our own backyards that may not be as newsworthy, but it is even more impactful. And I think this is what's amazing. So your act, any act you put in there inspires others. And it also raises awareness. So if you are helping volunteer at the Idaho Diaper Bank, many people don't even know that there is a diaper bank. And so we can share that out. And if you add a picture and click yes on the box to share, then we go to what on the gallery page. So go to idahokindness.com and there's a gallery page and you can see pictures of people all throughout the state doing kindness. It is incredible. And so if you want to be inspired or if you're having a down moment, or if you're bored, instead of scrolling social media, go to the gallery page and just look at all the activities that are going on.
Well, I have to tell both of you what an amazing way to uplift all Idahoans, right? And it's such simple things that people can do, but we are sometimes life can feel so heavy. So to be able to see these acts of kindness and service, just what an inspiration. I want to thank both of you so much for coming on the show today and talking with us about this. We've been speaking with Idaho Service Committee Co-Chair Jessica Cooper Whiting and Idaho State Treasurer Julie Ellsworth. We've been talking about Idaho's 250,000 Acts of Service initiative and how they're inviting communities across the state to participate in this year of volunteerism. You've been listening to Idaho Matters from Boise State Public Radio. I'm Gemma Gaudet.
Hi, it's Terry Gross, host of Fresh Air. Hey, take a break from the 24-hour news cycle with us and listen to long-form interviews with your favorite authors, actors, filmmakers, comedians, and musicians, the people making the art that nourishes us and speaks to our times. So listen to the Fresh Air podcast from NPR and WHYY.